Hi! Let's do a Gungeon. So it was like Gungeon, Gunfire, Gungeon. And I'm okay with that being the way it goes. I do not mind being loaded up on Gungeon. I gotta do something real quick. Hold on. Sorry, I know that every single time. Z? Yeah, settings. Settings. HUD layout. FPS counter off. Done. I'm turning off the traditional FPS counter that I have. This one, wait. Can you guys see it? I bet that's weird. You can see it. That's very bizarre. Huh. Well, anyway, I'm using RTSS for game capture. I didn't know that the overlay would actually be picked up. But Ribia Tuner Statistics Server is so good overall that I'm finding it kind of hard to use any of the NVIDIA stuff. I've been using NVIDIA Inspector for the longest time as a way to limit my frame rates, because my monitor's 100 hertz, right? So there's, oh my god, that's amazing. So there's no reason, whoa, what's going on? Jesus Christ. Oh, I closed chatty? There's no reason for me to have the thing, oh lord, have the thing going at a million infinite whatevers, and it basically just constantly bugging out. This one has a little bit, I mean, it's a 2 millisecond buffer versus a 1 millisecond buffer on NVIDIA Inspector, so it's not really that that's any different. But I have noticed that this one, if I'm having an issue, so with NVIDIA Inspector, it's hardware based. So if I start a game and I need to drop it down to 60 frames per second or whatever, because I'm still playing it at 3440 by 1440, which is part of the reason I've had so many issues with my computer, is because I'm essentially running it at not 1.5 times the frame that would be if I was running it at 120, but I'm adding a bunch of extra frames at a high resolution, and I'm realizing that it's kind of pushing it. I think most games, I could probably run most games with my setup at 60 without the temperatures being an issue with these two cards, but I run them at 100, which is just very demanding. And, that might not be the case for long. I might be going to full-time 60 frames per second, but right now, since I'm using two cards, 60 frames per second adds a lot of micro stutters to a lot of the games, just because it's taking information from both cards. I'm sure there's no SLI support for Enter the Gungeon, but 60 frames per second feels weird. It feels jittery, and I know that a game like this, 60 FPS should not. That's not a low figure. I've played it on 60 frames per second on the PlayStation, and I played it on 60 frames per second on on my wife's computer and stuff like that, and it's totally fine. So the issue is really just the micro stutters, and the game that I play the most, which I have all effects on high or whatever. is Final Fantasy. The game I play the most consistently that's an actual, like, you know, 3D game is Final Fantasy 14. And that, the stutters are, like, jarring, the micro stutters. They're not, it's not huge, but it's like between every frame there's a little twittery, twitch, you know? Like, it basically feels as though what should be perfectly smooth, and at 100 frames per second is perfectly smooth, is always slightly jittery. Oh, we don't even need to worry about the water. But yeah, just for some reason, the communicating between the two cards, damn, the keys. Thank you, the keys. It just makes it less than, and you know, if you're gonna put everything into a computer, you don't really want anything that's less than. But as of yesterday, and I'm sure people that watched this before were like, man, he's been having a lot of issues with his computer, because this is probably going up on like the 16th or something, and then the fucking, no, this is going up on the 17th, the release date of the 3080, which, you know, I just upgraded. Such a goddamn fool. I just upgraded to two 2080 Ti's to replace my two 1080 Ti's. And they were very expensive. It was not a cheap purchase. So now I'm sitting on I think I'm probably just going to get a single 3080. I think if I can get one card that can do what these two cards can do, that's fine. Even if it's exactly equal. I know the ray tracing will be better. I can go sawed off. I know that the ray tracing will be better. Ray tracing is hugely problematic. It is cool as shit. I could get control at roughly like an inconsistent 60 frames per second with two 2080 Ti's, and that's like a bummer. That's a shit thing to see. You know, and I never got it above 60. I put a 60 frame per second cap on that. Whoa. Because of that, and that's with DLSS, and it looks like DLSS and come on, turn around. And all of that is going to be really enhanced. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm addicted to the building, but I would like to be done. I hate that these cards are basically more problem than benefit, with the need for the NV link and the need for all of that. Man, I almost just tried to throw a Molotov there. Can't do it. Now we know the secret room. It's in like the first combat room. This run is already, like, it's already great. There's still plenty of opportunity for the run to turn shitty, right? For things to stagnate. There's also plenty of opportunities for it to really just, like, go even more haywire, out of control, positive. But as of right now, I'd give this like a 9 out of 10. There are a few items. See, I think I can kind of feel even a little bit of the stuttering, even with this game. I kind of have always wondered why it feels like, and it's, I mean, at 100 frames per second, it should be less of an issue, but it's a frame time thing. And I actually have a way to check that out to see if that's what's happening. It basically means that the time between frames is inconsistent, so it creates a sawtooth pattern. And that sawtooth pattern means that there's jerkiness Yeah, you can see, I have a frame time graph going up, and I can see when it spikes, and I'll see if it matches with my perception of disjointed frame times. But, you know, there's a chance that that can happen with a single card, but it is much more likely with multiple cards. So I do have, I mean, because I was having so many heat-related issues, I do have Afterburner going at all times. I have a custom fan curve that basically, even though, you know, I'm in a really high airflow, what do you call it, case now? I got a new case specifically to solve this problem. I still have a custom airflow, or a custom fan curve set up just to keep, wow, we don't have any extra hertz, just to keep things cruising. Hey, 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 big spike there, okay. It sees it. So all the stuff I've been wondering if I was hallucinating about is as genuine as Benjamin. But he's a real guy. Made out of buttons. Ooh. Man, I love the thing on this floor. On these early floors, the sawed-off. The poison thing is probably better overall, but there's enough poison flopping around from other enemies that I don't feel much of an incentive. And there's also a lot of poison-proof enemies, so I feel much less incentive to use the plunger right now. Oh, you want to find anything? Hmm? Wait a second, let's do this first. So now, as long as we don't lose, as long as we don't take any damage beforehand, we're now in a safer position to sell some health, even if we don't get any on the floor. Being native health. Native is the new, like, balance to the shoe, as they say. What makes smell like Del makes pickles? I don't know what any of that means, but I like that song. We got oodles and oodles of Oja. I haven't watched these splash screens in so long that we're gonna add maybe a full minute to the course of this entire run for me to get a new look at them. I don't know how much damage this guy can take. I wonder if he can take a full... oh god. Damn, that sucked. A full, boss's worth of damage. I don't remember what his name is, even though we just killed him. I should have done the splash screen over there. I learned it. Like, does he have the health pool of the actual bird guy? What's his fucking name? No. What's the bird guy's name? Hmm? Gatling Gull. Just had to get a little bit of 24. So we've improved over where we were. I think 118 is enough. I know I'm being a little cowardly right now, but I'm also not playing super well. That dodge, man, that dodge is leaving a sour stink in my mouth. That one dodge on the boss that led me to take damage. I don't know what I'm going to use to make my way. I think probably these two. Frame time, 542 milliseconds. Come on, I know it was loading. I won't actually, doesn't matter. No, I don't want it. Well, maybe we'll use it for the time being. Let's see. Where you at? This one, it doesn't... Oh my god, I looked away and almost just walked straight off. Is this gonna hit? There we go. The plunger, we're full on ammo now. See? Can't even pick it up. We got oodles and oodles of O's, you know. Oodles and oodles and oodles and oodles of O's, you know. So this is going to be a poison-heavy run. At least currently. We got Ojo at the corner store. We got ordles and ordles of O's, y'all. I should not have used that the way I did because I couldn't see if that guy could see me. Make sure that it's like more important to make sure that you can see that they're shooting than to make sure that you can hit them. Until you're on like a very low ammo weapon or something like that, he'll still be there, right? I honestly don't know. I've kind of... I think you can leave keys, because you used to have to leave keys in order to make forcing the shops work. So I would like some sort of poison protection. That'd be big shit for this run. Or just invincibility would be cool. But I'm still giving this one a 9 out of 10. Despite my terrible roll on the Blob King fight. God, it's embarrassing. Just like a real shame, you know? I'm a little nervous about a wall mimic popping up too. Because those things are unpredictable as fuck. That didn't look like one. We will probably have, I mean, it's kind of lucky we even have ammo now. We probably won't have ammo for the big boy here by the time we get to the boss. But that's second banana fiddle to turning this thing in. Dude, come on, guys. Ugh. This is likely? Oh yeah, this is likely a spikely. And then we can save that. I hope we get some ammo. We still have other weapons that are good on a first floor boss. We don't have anything besides the... well, no. We could actually use the poison. We're going to use these up first, though. Yep, that's what we need the poison for. In case this guy shoots missiles. Just to get those out of there. His, my familiar's shots are really scaring me. I would like it very much if he would shoot some direction that isn't, thank you, through the enemy directly at me. Get this back. And then we got a free ammo gun. And we got, this is probably the one that makes Evolver evolve faster. Yes, I believe it is. I do believe it is. I don't know why I did that, though. I don't know why I said that. So it's going to be very weak, and it's actually going to It actually kind of sucks. In a weird way, it kind of sucks that it evolves faster because I use it as a free ammo weapon frequently. And it's not really a free ammo weapon right now. Whoop. Or it's a free ammo weapon for a shorter amount of time when it is changing to... You know what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying this. Basically, the faster it transforms, the less shots I get before each transformation for free. Dude, the keys are out of this freaking planet. Zombie bullets can lick the inside of butt. The dirtiest part. Yuck. Yuck, zombie bullets. It's very gross of you. I don't know why you would want to do that. I don't support it. But, you know. I'm not going to shame you for it. Okay, so it's not spiking as much, and I'm also not seeing it. I'm not getting the feeling of the frame time issue popping up as frequently as I sometimes have felt it to be popping up, but it doesn't get a free pass yet. I actually just think the computer is running extremely smoothly right now, which should always be. It's still like playing Gungeon hitting freaking 56 degrees with the fans at 75%. Maybe I can put the fans up to an even greater percentage. And I know that this game has some, like, what's the term I'm looking for? It's not hyper optimized all the time. Still, man, I'm impressed that there's any game that's given me this much replay ability. I wonder, like, so we've been playing a lot of Gunfire, and Gunfire's great. They added a new character. They've added new rooms, new elite fights. They added freaking goddamn nightmare mode, which is the worst thing I've ever experienced in a video game. It's so hard. But it's still, at this current moment, is pretty threadbare. It's in early access, so it's not like, you know, fuck them or anything like that. But the great thing about it, though, is it has the multiplayer component, which is just, you know, in a lot of ways, it makes anything more enjoyable. To have a great big, to have the customized experience of playing with a friend. It does some of the legwork for the game, you know? Not that, I mean, I've had fun runs in Gunfire solo, but if that was it, I think I would be closer to fully done with the game than I currently am. And they're not fully done until there's new DLC, I guess, or there's new content. So as of right now, the 3 floors are good. Like, normal mode is handled. Like, we beat normal mode now more often than we don't. Which, you know, that shouldn't be enough to stop me, seeing as I'm currently playing Enter the Gungeon. This thing... It went back a few levels. I know it does that sometimes because it's it gets confused. We're gonna sell some stuff. We're gonna buy some stuff and we're gonna sell some stuff. And you can bet your bottom dollar on that. We're gonna wait though. Yeah, Gunfire Reborn has a really good feedback loop. It feels like it kind of grows at the right pace for a roguelite. Rogue Legacy 2 is also out, which I don't know if that's going to become part of the thing. Oh, right, I'm not immune to poison. I don't know if that's going to become part of the a thing at any point, but I did enjoy the first one, and this one looks like it's doing some major improvement. And I also want Cellar Door games to do well, because I know they've had kind of a rough history of it. And Full Metal Furies, just like, it was a great game that just crapped the bed in terms of sales. I think Full Metal Furies suffered for the exact opposite reason of Gunfire Reborn succeeding, and that is, it kind of is co-op dependent. And that's hard to do. Even if they didn't have, you know, some network issues and stuff like that, which they unfortunately did really early in the game's launch. It's kind of hard to get people there to play a game, even a good one, every time. I mean, I'm still struggling with that in Final Fantasy, because it takes 8 people to do a lot of the content, or you end up having to do it just with randos, and that kills some of the fun. Oh, my stomach just went, oh, I had cake not long ago. I guess 57 degrees is not that much, because this computer idles at 50 degrees, which is insane. But, you know, when I'm playing 100 frames per second on a freaking... Shit. Do I have any other rooms? When I'm playing 100 frames per second on... Why did it go back, and how do I get it to go back? That guy is not gonna live long. So I lost my full evolution. I think that's like a problem I've had multiple times with the natural selection thing, is that it loses a bit. It loses its levels. Like it, like when you switch off the weapon. Ooh. Do I have movement speed? Oh, I should have bought that accuracy thing. There it is. When it just took that guy dying. Okay. Holy shit. Thank you, Gatling Gull. That was amazing. I think I'm gonna give myself a little bit of praise for that one, because I think I did all right too. But that was good. That was good either way. Hey. Selling that. Even the synergies on that one. Suck a big dog dick. Let's get our stuff now. Let's get this now. It's now. We're sitting at 92 even. Pre-sale. Natural selection. No. Okay. Oh boy! Oh baby, oh boy! Oh me, oh my! You're getting out of here. You're getting out of here. You know what? You're getting out of here too. And you? You I don't care for much. Oh, bean, oh, my. This is a good fucking run. Look at this. You think who wore it better? Me? Or that invisible person over there that's dead? I think the results speak for themselves. Me being alive and all. And in command of the animated corpse of a guy I killed earlier. Alright, these guys are starting to live. Oh, you know how I was all worried about getting Making sure I got poison protection. Who even gives a rat's butt anymore about that? That's old news, old hat, singing the blues and sniffing the shit. The ass part. We also can lightning dudes up if need be. And if water be. That's definitely a secret right there. I've never seen a clear secret in my entire days. Boy, bing, bing, bing. It's funny the kind of stuff that tends to come back automatically versus the kind of stuff that like hard movement stuff and remembering when I'm in poo. I think we're gonna get Full Metal Jacket. But there's something I want to do first. You know what? I might not be able to. Let me see something. No. Well, that's not the end of the world. Also, it kind of makes me wish I had kept my fire version. There we go. Could have done that the other way and it would have been smarter. Dude, stop with the frame spikes. You can see it. You can see it in the data. I'm not making this shit up. Should put a little thing capture on the detached graph window just so I can prove that I'm not crazy about this frame time shit. That's definitely the one. You're dead. You're dead, Fred? Mr. Astaire? You're dead. Alright, so left would wrap around. This is probably the boss. I really would like to take the boss out nice and greasy. I mean, nice and soon. You know what I need to do first, though, is check and make sure this is still actually loaded. Okay. I fucked up. You fucked up? I'm doing an Uncle Roger impersonation. I should have grabbed invincibility if I was going to grab it at all. Oh! This boss, at least pre the walls coming down, is not as great for the Gatling Gun, but it did fine. They put in a valiant effort. All those rooms are going to basically amount to nothing. Ooh, I should not be using keys. How many? Yes. Get over here. Get over here, like Sub-Zero says. He's like, oh, ice chihuahua. Get over here, ice chihuahua. We need to find the shop before we... The other shop before we... Oh, no. I forgot about that immediately. Before we move on. You got to move on. You got to move on. Dang it. Oh. I have table flip and sunglasses explosion. Slow down flip. So we're going to be... This is going to be a long one. For the reasons I just have mentioned. I'm gonna give myself some curse right now. One level of it. Give yourself curse, immediately take Durse damage. It's the nature of things. It's the way it happens to go. With or without the flow. Look at all those stutters, dude. It's like a city skyline. All those rises. Yeah, this is not a table flip beneficial sitch. Now it is. I mean, not poison. Poison on the floor beneficial sitch. The table flip was beneficial regardless. I don't want it. Come here, Stinko. Get your stinky ass over here. You dick. Angry. Why so angrious? You get the honor of dying in your earth room. And that's how you repay me. See how it is. This is scary. Might be a bad call. Also the spikes of frame time. Game, if that is your real name. Game. Your real name. 2 freebies per floor. We haven't done anything swell enough to. We haven't gotten anything swell enough to increase that. But in the rain or in the snow, got the funky, funky flow. Ooh, you're a chump. You're a corpse. So now that I have damage protection, I'm going to be the most careful I've ever been on this entire run. Hopefully not to my own detriment. That does happen from time to time. Where I get so concerned about keeping it together that I don't keep it together. Too much attention on the issue at hand can be as problematic as not enough. Quote, Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven, nevermore. You're dead, dude. You're stupid and dead. I don't like the way that the table flip thing makes it so you basically can't be facing the right way afterwards. Or not immediately afterwards, at least. Or not immediately afterwards if your target is on the other side. It's just like your gun gets wonked up and confused. No blanks for sale. That sucks. The thing you kind of want to do in this one is at least have one blank. For right at the end. Right before you go into the boss, so you can guarantee there's at least one moment of safety allocated. Yikes. Okay. That worked out better than I had any right for it to. In the rain or in the snow? So we want this. We want to be on it like a baby in a bassinet. In a bonnet, I mean. Beauteous, glorious, beautiful. Flames we can hover over and stay safe from all of the shots. This bird is blocking other shots. The bird, man! I should call this bird Good Friend Bird Friend. I think would get the point across. Dang, we gotta go to this freaking trap room again. I don't like how, wow, it sucked. how straight up abysmal Pepto-Abysmal our other stuff's been. I think the Cooler Glaive is like the most likely to get any kind of added bullet effect. This is too slow though. It's better. Like of any weapon in the game. It might just be single target or single shot weapons in general, but specifically Cooler Glaive, maybe that's the one no, it's not single shot in general, because the freaking crossbow is a single shot weapon, and it doesn't go off half as frequently as it does with the Cooler Glaive. Dang it. Reload first, then flip the table. Everything's different when you got table tech sight. Oh. So I have one curse. I also have over 100 money. God. That means we're probably not going to get a black market, which is what I was just about to blather on about. How dare you? How dare you hit me, you dirt monger, you seller of fucking dirt. I haven't found my secret room yet. There's probably not one on this floor. There's often not one. Alright, I know you're not the real guy. But get it. You do the same freaking routine all the time. No one's impressed. Astral Jaguar. One, two, three, four. You gotta get your booty on the floor, gotta get up to get down, etc. Oh, yes. Let's not get too cocky. You know they say, too cocky, boo cocky, which is gross. But I mean, it's true. It's just true. Well, spicy D boys. So I don't know what that means. Which coolness +2. That's basically it. If enemies are near me, they might get immolated a bit, but we're not gonna count that one. Oh, doodly doo, doodly doo, doodle. If we have at least one for sale, we're taking it. Oh yeah, and yeah, eventually. You're rude, game. You're rude for no reason. I would feel bad about that. Oh, you're alright, game. I like you. All the insults, all the single insult, I take it back. Well, this is going to be alright for a while. So that means all starter weapons that can be dropped shall be dropped. And all the other stuff that's only good with a synergy. And this one, the synergy's alright, but like, fuck that gun. If we get like Unity, we've kind of super screwed ourselves, but I mean, not super screwed ourselves. We've slightly lowered the amount of crazy insanity we got. Holy calamity! Screaming Sandy! All you're ever gonna be is a fan of me and mine. Break! There was slowdown from the freaking thing landing. The elevator bullet. I feel like this game should have had a bullet train boss. Someone did a mock-up for a, for Enter the Sword Gen. Okay. I'm gonna buy one of those and the key maybe. But we're gonna steal the other one, so we may need to slow down a little bit on the old 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 4 2 3 4 5. But Scattershot, you know, is just, it's hardcore. Hardcore. Shit. Shit! Okay. So maybe... Shouldn't even notice. Idiot. Emerald way upon. So I think the final shot is always a poison shot. If you happen to unrun. Or the initial shot. It wouldn't be the initial shot with this thing. But... Dude, I feel like I should wait until the end of this floor in case there's another shot. So that's the new plan. That's the new no-no. Is we wait. Wait and see. Whoa. Okay. Calm your shitting asses, dudes. All the way. Alright? Calm your stinking bottoms. Don't. Oh, there's something I wanted to talk about. Jackie put on this movie called, like, Boys Get On Up Out of Here. Baby Boys. It's I'm kind of making fun of it without having watched the whole thing. I watched about maybe 30 minutes of it. It's about a world in which women begin having virgin birth. It's kind of like Children of Men in reverse. There's like an overabundance of birth, and men are essentially rendered obsolete, you know? It's called No Men Beyond This Point or something like that. And so I think a lot of what the narrative is saying is that basically makes men useless and have ruled the world long enough. Their time of reckoning has essentially come. And it's presented in a way that I think doesn't necessarily do the concept justice. It's presented as a documentary replete with interviews and things like that. It's got a lighthearted feel to it, but overall, I think the main problem is the presentation, because it's a documentary about this world coming to be used to existing in a post-male existence. It looks like, I didn't get far enough in it, but it looks like essentially like the main character is the youngest man alive, and he's like 37. It looks, I mean, that kind of implies that women have decided that since they're unnecessary for reproduction, they're unnecessary, they being this fella and all other fellas, are extraneous, were excessive, and therefore I don't know if they're just aborted or if there's a man island or something like that. But I always love these narratives about kind of the world as a whole changing because of one little thing. Like, I love the idea, like, that's one of the reasons I love 70 so much. There's this, the idea of extrapolating off of one premise is really, really interesting. Like, I'm gonna say this as a guy watching the movie. I felt like it was, and maybe this is because I don't understand anything about anything, but I felt like it was kind of, like, weirdly condescending to women. And, like, in a number of little ways. Like, early on they start off with, they show a weather report, and it's, like, focused on the moon and talking about how there's probably going to be arguments around the table, especially if any of, you know, the young ones are menstruating, because the full moon's coming up on Saturday or whatever. So, like, be prepared for people being wild because of that big old fat orb in the sky. And it's like, who's that for? I guess is my question. Is that, I know there's the whole witches versus the patriarchy thing, and that's a killer subreddit, by the way. And there's a lot of talk on that subreddit. Why did I blank? I could have maybe made it out of there. And also, who cares if I get hit one way or another? This is a killer subreddit. It's really great, and I think it's like, it raises some really interesting points about how the system as is fundamentally toxic and flawed, and you know, devastatingly bad for the majority of people. But is that a for women, by women kind of thing? The watch out, they might be crazy because of their periods, or is that, it feels like men writing women, you know? Damn it, fuck. Shit. You stay right there. Oh, this sucks. And it's not necessarily men writing women. I think it would take some fucking brass cojones for a guy. Oh no! Brass cojones in a very bad way. Not, this is not complimentary toward a male writer. For a guy to try to get that movie made, or he goes, women, right? Am I right? Hormonal, stupid, moon worshippers. Like that I feel would be problematic for everyone involved. The actors and actresses, the director, the producers, like everyone from the money people to the freaking talent, to the creatives. It would all be problematic, and I don't know. I don't think that would. Aw, man, she did get mad. Oh. So I don't know. I don't like that part about it, but I didn't give it enough time to redeem itself in any way. So. Yikes. It's not, I mean, it's not terrible, but yikes. Let's get this. A blue chest could be a good passive. It's not a good passive. It is a passive, though. So, you know, maybe I'm judging my chickens before they are hatched chickens. While they're still egglings. And that's not fair. And maybe The time for generalizations about women is like, get out of here. Is long over and done with, and like shouldn't be allowed in that regard. Get the fuck out of here. Do you not listen to me? Love it. Love it. And maybe this is me, what's the word? Like overcompensating for not understanding the kind of plight. I don't think that that's a problem. A lot of people will probably be like, oh, he's an SJW, and I think that like, or a simp, or whatever fucking awful term that's being used nowadays for anybody that gives a shit about women. You're a pussy whipped monster if you care about the representation and treatment of women. It's just a fact. I mean, just look it up. True shit, Google it. Oh god, get over the land. What were you doing? That's amazing. That's alright. But you know, like, I don't know, it has always bothered me that people think that if you get on any forum, oh man, that thing's basically worthless. And go like, hey, maybe being a shithead to women is kind of problematic, and I just personally don't like it. They're like, fuck this idiot. The world is male. He's just trying to get in women's pants. Like Bill Burr did you know, he says a lot of shit that I think that maybe he agrees with. I don't know Bill Burr. Is it Bill Burr or Bill Barr? Anyway, I obviously don't know him that well. But he's like, it's one of the most pathetic things in the world to see a male feminist, right? And who gives a fuck about his opinion, I guess? Like, I grew up with my mom and sister, and so the reason that I'm kind of stuck on the idea of speaking out in favor of women is just because, like, why the fuck not? I really appreciate, you know, what do they call them, like allies in any regard? So why is it suddenly some sort of cowardly bullshit to give a fuck about women? It's not an excuse to get tanged, because this is gonna sound gross, but like, I got tang. I got tang over there. She's in the other room asleep. She's more than tang, I know. But like, the point is, if people think that for some reason I'm trying to be decent to other human beings because I want something as a reward, not because I grew up seeing the inherent value of them. The people who think that are the same people who believe that anybody that's poorer than them just needs to work harder. Like, it's a stupid kind of exceptionalist idea that, like, if I haven't had to deal with this problem, it's not really a fucking problem, is it? It's kind of just something that some people can't handle. And that's stupid as shit. Am I streaming? Am I streaming? Hold on. I'm not even streaming this, and Squatchy said something in chatty as if he were. It was like perfectly that LOL guilty. That could easily have been associated to what I was associated. At least we could have tied into what I was doing. Hold on. That is like weird as shit. And cool. I like that a lot. I like what just happened. Let me ask him a question. Alright. Let's see if we can maybe do a gunfire run or something. Whoa. That was weird. Ooh, where's it going? Where are you going? Where you going, baby girl? But yeah, I don't know. It's like the fact that anybody has to justify being decent to anybody, or it doesn't. You don't have to justify it, but like the fact that there are people out here who think that is a sign of like cowardly weakness or manipulative puss hunger. To say that women should get equal treatment they're the same people that say that, you know, white people shouldn't support Black Lives Matter because they'll forget about you the second they got their blah blah blah. It's a zero-sum game. Like, I think that like that idea that everybody loses if somebody else wins is the most insane, nefarious, insidious, brain-rotting idea that has ever happened to humanity, and it sucks. And it sucks extremely badly that so many people prescribe to that. There are two ideas that I think are absolutely flabbergastingly horrible for humanity as a whole, and that's the idea that if you gain something, or if somebody gains something, it means you lost something, which just doesn't make sense at all. And the idea that that things are binary, basically. That if you can't do away with all horrible thing, then there's no reason to strive to do away with some of it, to decrease it. The gun control argument, the racial justice argument, social justice, all of those things are they all stem from the same idea that, like, we're never gonna get rid of racism, so why bother bugging the poor police officers about it? I mean, of course there's gonna be some bad apples in the pot of police cops that fucking shoot down individuals, but like, we can't be mad at it. Just bad actors always happen. They don't have to be responsible. And yada yada yada, and I don't want to get into the politics of it. I want to talk more about this movie, which, of course, since it's about women, is inherently political. But I think it posits that that men are no longer being born, or I don't know if they're if you're pregnant with a woman, you have an abortion, or if they're slaughtered at 1 second out of the womb or whatever, if they're thrown to Big Dick Island or whatever. I didn't get that far in the movie, but I know that the movie is meant to be incendiary with ideas like that, because, you know, a bunch of crybaby online boys are going to be upset that anyone could suggest that humanity could even possibly go on without big strong biceps, broad shoulders, and a swinging donger. Like, and it's really like it's a very easy audience to make fun of because they're fundamentally insecure. People who think that, you know, their value is tied to what goes on between their scrota. Oh no. Damn it. It doesn't really matter as long as we don't get hit 3 more times. Treat it now, time too. FOK, LGLF. Maybe I'll watch the rest of that movie. Maybe I don't. Regardless, I want to say, like, just treat women like a decent human beings, and you'll get treated like a decent human being by a woman. You don't have to pedestal them. You don't have to idealize them. You don't have to idealize anyone. Men even. Heroes even. Even Sports players and actors, you don't have to idealize them at all. What you should do is treat everybody decently, regardless of their money, their prestige, their fame, their genitals, any of that. Just go out there with the understanding that the first thing you're going to do when you see someone is treat them as if they're your sibling. Treat them as if they're your sibling that you're on good speaking terms with. And from there, the world will open up. Let people prove on an individual by individual basis that they're pieces of shit before anyone's a piece of shit. And you'll be sitting pretty. Oh god, I almost didn't do the roulette. Dude, I love scattershot so much. Oh, I love it. Again, sorry about the line on this. Can't do anything about it. Sorry. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we need. Can I get another shot? This time I'm gonna make it Isaac. Cool. I'll catch you next time with the BOI. Oh boy. I've been having some bad luck with Isaac. Maybe it'll clear up in this run.